not only for the Vatican, but for the world economy and humanity itself. Now, this ambitious reform agenda is basically a two-step process or procedure. Step one, reform the Vatican, reform the Catholic Church. Step two, reform the savage world economy, with the goal being the transformation of humanity itself. Now, humility, openness, and authenticity is the way to begin these reforms. The first step, Francis wants to change the Vatican-centric view. The problem is not with the church teachings or moral doctrines, but the fact that many of the church members and church leaders are hypocritical and do not practice what they preach. Church leaders are suffering from a form of spiritual leprosy. They are narcissistic. They are flattered. Some of them are sexually sick. And, well, they are all far too judgmental. They are, self-absorbed, and they neglect the world. The Catholic Church has closed in on itself and closed itself off from the poor, from the shunned, and the marginalized. Pastoral revolution is needed in order to create a more open and welcoming church. The gospel should be joyful. The gospel should be merciful. It should embrace everyone, especially the poor. Love and inclusion, not judgment and condemnation. The church is there to serve, not to be served. Vatican old-timers are, of course, used to their curial perks and privileges. These perks and privileges must be abolished with little fanfare or ceremony. A new form of Vatican governance is needed, one that will root out corruption and root out careerism. Ordinary people must come first. Ordinary people must come before dogma. The Vatican must overturn the old way of doing things and bypass the usual channels. The Vatican must modernize. The Catholic Church must have a sense of purpose. The Catholic Church, the Vatican, must have a type of world mission to change global policy and better aid the poor and excluded. This holy mission is to save the planet and to save humanity itself. The world's politicians are weak and corrupt and offer no real leadership. Countries do not address the great issues of income inequality or global warming. The church must fill this gap of leadership. The church must change this course towards self-destruction. Now, the right wing of the Catholic Church is not happy about this and will resist any liberalization. The old-school ultra-conservatives in the Vatican are, in fact, obstructive and mischievous, and they want very much to throw a wrench into the works of Pope Francis's plans for reform. The solution to this is to appoint new cardinals as an orchestration or shift that will change Catholicism forever. These new cardinals are from the poorest places on earth. For example, Haiti, Nicaragua, Tonga, or Myanmar. This is a type of geographical spread that reflects the changes happening in the church itself. The Catholic Church is declining in Europe and the United States, but growing in South America, growing in Africa and Asia. These new cardinal appointments are a reflection of these changes. Europe and the US of A now has fewer than half the world's cardinals. This is a building block. These new cardinal appointments are a building block for a new moral vision, Pope Francis's holy mission. The earth is quickly turning into a pile of crap. Beauty is being covered in filth. The scientific consensus on climate change, global warming, can no longer be ignored. The planet is at the breaking point and will soon reach the point of no return. Doomsday is on the way unless we change our idolatry of money, our worship of technology, our addiction to fossil fuels, and our compulsive mega-consumerism. The new Pope's moral vision, the earth is our common home, and the planet needs love and care. The bad habits of humanity, our lifestyle, our means of production, and our consumption is destroying us. The world is spiraling into self-destruction, and the Pope wants to do something about it. A Christian idea of creation care. God gave humanity the planet Earth to cultivate, not to conquer or destroy. Global warming, to Pope Francis, is a social, spiritual, and scientific problem. So bold action is needed. Humanity and the environment are intimately connected. If the planet dies, so do we. So structural injustice, to Pope Francis, is the root of our self-destruction. The rich and the powerful shut themselves off. They are self-absorbed. They are self-enclosed. They spend money without thought in order to fill the emptiness in their hearts and souls. To Pope Francis, economists are similar to drug lords or gangsters and treat humanity as just another commodity to exploit. They create a throwaway culture that worships earthly power and wealth. The rich and powerful, to Pope Francis, have usurped the role of God and imposed their own laws and interests with no thought for the long-term consequences. The mega-wealthy, big corporations, energy companies, corrupt politicians, Fox media types, callous fundamentalist Christians, plus public apathy and indifference is destroying humanity and destroying the planet. The media, to Pope Francis, is part of the problem. They feed us a type of mental pollution. This creates a force field or shield from our own existence, a force field or shield from direct contact with human pain, human fear, and human joys. To Pope Francis, new technologies are a type of Faustian bargain. They give us a wealth of benefits, but at a very high price. Excessive self-centeredness and the loss of our souls. This is a new type of colonialism, a new techno-colonialism that feeds the world economic order. So structural change is needed, according to Pope Francis. We must change the mentality of profit at any price. This mentality of profit at any price is an intolerable system that is leading the world to ruin. Poor people, to Pope Francis, are blessed with sacred rights by God. To the Pope, this is an elementary and undeniable fact. This new colonialism, this new techno-world order, destroys any possibility of justice or peace in the world and deprives humanity from the full exercise of their sovereignty. And is destroying nature and the planet. The Catholic Church, to Pope Francis, must take a leadership role and convince humanity that we are blessed with a divine spark. People can be capable of rising above these problems. We can do good and begin again, despite this media mental and social conditioning. Genuine dialogue is the way to alter the course towards destruction, and the only way to build a true world community. We must recognize the differences of others and accept diversity. Accept the fact that other views and ideas have value. Dialogue is the key to understanding and recognizing commonality. The way to acknowledge differences with respect and sincerity. Genuine dialogue is woefully missing from the political arena. So the church, the Catholic Church, must fill the gap. Church leaders must acknowledge the divisions of humanity and the existence of evil and corruption, true sin in the world. So, to Pope Francis, creating a dialogue is the golden key, the way to heal the divisions of humanity, the way to end the presence of evil in the world. Now, Pope Francis has never been to the United States and will shortly have his first visit. He will be the first pope to actually address Congress.